Browns connected to wild Shedeur Sanders' trade with Bills. Would the Cleveland Browns actually trade quarterback Shedeur Sanders to the Buffalo Bills? The Cleveland Browns were somehow able to land Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round of the NFL draft, in spite of the fact that most expected him to be a first-round pick. Nevertheless, Sanders now has a chance to become the Browns' franchise quarterback moving forward. That is, of course, unless Cleveland decides to move him. There is no guarantee that Sanders will actually see the field for the Browns in 2025, considering that he is competing with 3 other signal callers, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel, for playing time. But could he actually get dealt? Mark Sipos of Dog Pound Daily does not rule out the possibility, and even went as far to name the Buffalo Bills as a potential destination for Sanders in the event of a trade. Josh Allen is locked in as the starter, and Mitchell Trubisky is back as the veteran backup. But behind them, there's room for a developmental quarterback, Sipos wrote. Sanders would be a low-risk, high-upside addition who could sit behind Allen, learn in a structured offense, and grow without pressure. Buffalo's staff could work on refining his timing and decision-making while giving him a stable environment to develop in the background. Let's be honest. The chances of the Browns actually trading Sanders this year are very, very slim, and Sipos would surely concede that as well. But there has been plenty of buzz that Cleveland will still be looking for a quarterback in next year's draft, so it's entirely possible that the Browns do not view him as their long-term answer under center. In the dead heat of July, with training camps looming and quarterback controversies simmering in back rooms and podcasts, the NFL world was shaken by a trade no one saw coming. And yet, maybe everyone should have. Bills sent shockwaves. Trade Shedeur Sanders to Browns in 3-team blockbuster. That was the headline on every sports app, ticker, and X feed. Shedeur Sanders, the charismatic, cannon-armed son of Coach Prime, hadn't even thrown a professional pass yet. Drafted 12th overall by the Buffalo Bills in a move that had fans scratching their heads and insiders questioning Josh Allen's long-term security, Shedeur's brief time in upstate New York ended almost as quickly as it began, and somehow the Cleveland Browns were in the middle of it. Back die Buffalo's gamble. After a rocky end to the 2024 season, Buffalo's front office sensed turbulence. Josh Allen's numbers dipped, the locker room tension with new offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien was palpable, and rumbling suggested a culture clash was brewing. Drafting Shedeur Sanders wasn't just a football move. It was insurance, but no one expected Allen to respond by turning in a flawless minicamp and actively mentoring Shedeur. For a brief moment, it looked like the Bills had the best quarterback room in football. Then came the call. Act 2, Cleveland. Calling the Browns, meanwhile, were caught in quarterback purgatory. Deshaun Watson was erratic, battling injuries and inconsistency. Kevin Stefanski was entering a make-or-break season, and the front office was tired of waiting. They needed hope. They needed energy. They needed a face. And somehow, that face belonged to a 22-year-old rookie who hadn't even unpacked his Buffalo locker. Browns GM Andrew Berry worked the phones, pulling together a 3-team deal that would send Deshaun Watson and a 2026 second-round pick to the Raiders, who desperately needed someone post-Garoppolo, with Buffalo acquiring a war chest of picks from Vegas in exchange. The Browns, in turn, would receive Shedeur Sanders. The cost? High. Cleveland sent their 2025 first and third, a 2026 conditional second, and a young defensive back to Buffalo. In a vacuum, it was outrageous. But in a league addicted to quarterback upside and drama, it was pure poetry. Act 3, the Shedeur effect. Cleveland exploded. Within 48 hours of the trade, the Browns sold more jerseys than they had in the entire 2024 season. And to standards, soldiers popped up from Berea to downtown like wildfire. Social media, which had long mocked the franchise's quarterback purgatory, was now buzzing with excitement. Shedeur arrived in Cleveland wearing a designer suit, sunglasses, and a trademark watch. He didn't look like a rookie. He looked like a movement. "I'm not here to learn," he said in his first presser. "I'm here to lead." His confidence wasn't arrogance. It was belief, fueled by his upbringing under Dion, sharpened by doubters throughout his college career at Jackson State in Colorado, and now ignited by the chance to prove he could resurrect a team that hadn't had a consistent franchise quarterback in decades. Training camp footage leaked. Shedeur threading no-look passes, calling out protections like a vet, bonding with Amari Cooper and David Njoku over post-practice film sessions. His charisma infected the building. Even Myles Garrett, the heart of Cleveland's defense, said he walks like he's already won a Super Bowl. I like that. Act 4, Buffalo's quiet confidence back in Buffalo. Some fans were livid. You don't trade a guy like that before he plays it down, one post on Reddit raged. But inside the building, the Bills felt something different. Relief. Josh Allen, finally freed from speculation, returned to his MVP form in OTAs. The team restocked with draft picks that allowed them to grab a top-tier corner and an elite edge rusher next year, and the culture stabilized. We didn't lose a quarterback, GM Brandon Beane said. We bought our future. Act 5, the league reacts. NFL media had a field day. Colin Cowherd called it the boldest Browns move since drafting Baker Mayfield. This time, with more talent, Mina Kimes questioned the front office. Shedeur isn't just a player, he's a brand. Do the Browns know what that brings? Pat McAfee, ever theatrical, did a full segment wearing a Coach Prime hat. And Deion Sanders? He simply posted on Instagram. Shedeur, in Cleveland, dogs run together. Let's go. Epilogue, Week 1, 2025. The NFL opener. Browns vs. Bengals. Shedeur vs. Burrow. Dog pound packed. First play action. Shedeur drops back, pressure in his face. He sidesteps, fires a 35-yard dart to Cooper on a comeback. Crowd erupts. By the end of the night, Shedeur finishes with 327 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing score. The Browns win 27-21. The AFC was officially on notice.